Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. Well, I fell into a ring of fire. Well, I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. It's a ring of fire. It's a ring of fire. Taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. Well, I fell for you like a child. Oh, and the fire went wild. Well, I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. It's a ring of fire, it's a ring of fire. Well, I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. It's a ring of fire, it's a ring of fire. And it burns, burns, burns. It's a ring of fire, it's a ring of fire. It's a ring of fire.
Live and local, Terry Allen's Guitar Bar, Jerry Anderson in the studio tonight with Blake Langford. And I told you last week that was my goal. My goal was to make sure that I got Blake on the air because he's been here a couple of times and I've been missing him, getting him on the air with us. So glad that you're in the studio with us tonight. Welcome. Welcome back to Lawton.
Thanit's very much.
I think it's kind of cool that this is one of your favorite places to be when you come to town.
I'm very excited to be here. On top of that, I look forward to it more when you contact me about doing this. Because I don't get to do a lot of radio deals, but the ones I've done, I feel like it's a makeup. I need to make up for the other times.
Oh.
When I'm on the radio,
yeah,
I feel like I'm scared that everyone that loves me and knows me is listening to me, which they're not. And I'm going to embarrass myself and them. Let's try this again.
We'll try not to embarrass you or anyone that you know tonight. Okay, let's put it that way. Terry Allen's Guitar Bar, and I think the very first time that you came down with Jeff Rogers, the owner from JJ's Alley up in Oklahoma City. And the first time that I saw you was with him. I had come out on a Thursday night, which is an unapproved night for us. That's an inside joke. Jonna and I spend a lot of time at Guitar Bar. I have approved nights that I'm allowed to stay, and I have unapproved nights, which are any other time that I go.
So when you're there and it's not a Thursday, you're not supposed to be there?
If it's a Thursday, I'm not supposed to be there. My approved nights are Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. However, I do end up going on Sunday, Monday, and I usually don't make many Wednesdays, but I usually go Sunday, Monday, and Thursday too. So, but unapproved by myself, I should say, because I get up very, very early, so it's hard for me to go to Guitar Bar on a weeknight and still get up.
Come out tonight. This is a Thursday.
This is a Thursday. We're recording because he's back in town and back live at Guitar Bar this past Thursday night. All acoustically. Do you like that? Do you like that acoustic stuff? You know, we talked about this with Terry too, that when you're performing acoustically, it's almost like you can just wrap your hands around the audience, you know, like a big hug. You know, yeah. That's what I like about when Terry does acoustic too, because he just feels so much more in touch with everybody that's out in the audience.
Yeah.
I love the big band and I love the wild party stuff, but man, he can just get you right in the palm of his hand singing acoustically. And I think that the same thing holds true for you. I love your voice. I don't know where I've heard similar. Has anybody said you sound just like so-and-so?
My dad says I have a voice of an angel. I just tear it up getting it out. But yeah, thank you very much. That's
I like it. It's unique. It's very, very cool. I love it, and I love the kind of the twist that you put on, like the Johnny Cash song that we just heard, the Ring of Fire. I love this different twist, and that's another thing that I love about acoustic shows. Is that you can make every single one of these songs your own. It doesn't matter who did them before. After they hear you sing them, they're yours. They're totally your song.
The best part about an acoustic set, like you were talking about, versus the full live band, is you can read the energy and you can just go whatever direction. You don't need a set list.
Yeah.
You can just kind of fill it out. If everyone's laying back drinking beer, you can play those kind of songs. If everyone's kind of going a little hyper, maybe a weekend crowd, then you can kind of play the faster stuff, or just you can kind of read it, and you don't really have to accommodate. You basically can just do whatever you want.
Well, sure.
It's more intimate. Definitely more intimate. Yeah.
How long have you been playing?
My whole life, as far as music, grew up.
Well, what is that, like 20 years? You're very young.
I just turned 34.
Wow. Okay, you don't look it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I started off on drums in my dad's gospel band, Hearts of Fire. We played at like churches and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then somewhere around 22, I picked up the guitar and started writing songs and things like that, and found out pretty quickly that you can actually make you can make a living at music, especially in Oklahoma and Texas. It's out there if you want to go out and play,
So do you feel like having that start with a gospel band, did that make a difference for you? You really, I guess you learn all of the basics that way, and playing drums, of course, you definitely get a taste of tempo, what you want to do. Yeah,
it's the church, and several churches, by the way. It was like I was on tour at churches. I've been to Pentecostal.
You were the rock star.
It was cool because, especially being that young, you could invite your friends to church.
Sure.
And they would go because you're playing drums. And and at a certain point, I can remember being young enough to where, like, my legs at a certain point just won't kick anymore.
Yeah.
And okay, he's tired, get him out of here. But it was fun to have that opportunity. And I definitely learned a lot about people and about music in church. So.
That's so fun. I have to tell you, my son is a drummer. He plays the drums in our church. And whenever he left to go to the military, we were thinking, oh no, what are we going to do? We're not ever going to have another drummer. And ended up that we had a kid who was in the 10th grade. And about the last 3 weeks before Tyler left to go to basic training, he started working with this kid. And for a little while, it was touch and go for a little while. We were thinking, come on. And now he just left to go to college. And so, again, we're back to what are we going to do without a drummer? It's very important. So you learned definitely in a good place. So do you like playing guitar better than playing drums?
I don't know. I like being able to write songs. That's probably my favorite thing to do in the world. But as far as liking it better than drums, it's just different because on the drums, I'm like Animal from. It's just I have a smile on my face the whole time. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Whereas
you really just lose yourself in it. You don't even have to really pay attention as much as you do when you're playing the guitar because you just feel it. It just flows out of you.
That's exactly right.
But on a guitar, people are going to notice if you hit the wrong chord or the wrong. Yeah. They're going to notice that a lot more than if you're on the drums and just,
on drums, I'm just like,
You're like, nobody noticed that. Yeah.
Whereas guitar, I'm like, all right, it's time to get really personal now. Whereas drums, I'm just like,
Yeah, it's always like that the whole time. All right, we're going to play another one of your songs that we recorded at Terry Allen's Guitar Bar, Good Hearted Woman. Do you find that the classics are something that you lean toward, or do you like the new stuff? Okay, don't even ask you, do you like the new stuff? Because here we go again.
No disrespect to the Luke Bryan cutouts.
Because you're looking at it in my studio, yes. No
disrespect, but definitely lean toward, to me, it's just the kind of music that I can listen to and genuinely enjoy. I no other way to say it for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I totally understand. It's Blake Langford, live and local, Terry Allen's Guitar Bar, Good Hearted Woman on KLaw 101.
A long time forgotten, the dreams that just fell by the way. The good life he promised ain't what she's living today. But she never complains of the bad times or the bad things she's done, Lord. She just talks about the good times they've had and all the good times to come. She's a good-hearted woman in love with a good-time man. She loves him in spite of his ways she don't understand. With her teardrops and laughter, they'll pass through this world hand in hand. This good-hearted woman loving a good time man. He loves the bright lights and nightlife and good time friends. And when the party's all over, she'll welcome him back home again. Lord knows she don't understand him, but she does the best that she can. Well, this good-hearted woman loving a good time man. She's a good-hearted woman in love with a good time man. She loves him in spite of his wicked ways she don't understand. With her teardrops and laughter, pass through this world hand in hand. Yeah, this good-hearted woman loving a good time man. Yeah, this good-hearted woman loving a good time man.